Next to be auctioned is Tiffany Wilson. Oh, that's you!
Usually when you start to raise money for a good cause, it's a big event. There's fancy tables, expensive drinks, and the occasional fat price tag for a date with a total stranger.
$50,000 cash.
But what if I told you what MarketWatch is calling the biggest fundraiser Facebook has ever seen didn't need any of those things? Well, it's true. A couple from San Francisco created it and raised $20 million to help migrant families separated at the border. And there's a simple, unexpected way to explain how it happened. It's a fairly new concept called rage giving, a concept that can only be tracked as far back as the 2016 election season. It's a form of political protest. You're so upset by legislation or certain political rhetoric that you donate to an organization that can push the agenda you support. The San Francisco couple wasn't the first or last example of rage giving having a huge and fast impact. After the Parkland shooting, Bloomberg reported the NRA's Political Victory Fund took in a whopping $2.4 million. NRA supporters were motivated by all of the widespread advocacy against guns following the tragedy. Then there's Chrissy Teigen and John Legend's heartfelt birthday note to President Trump. Teigen wished him an unhappy birthday before asking people to donate to the ACLU out of their outrage for the impact of the Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy.
We sometimes call it giving in the age of outrage. You know, that this is a moment where people are, they're feeling threatened, you know, obviously by what's happening in the government. And they are taking action in a way that at a level that we've not seen before.
Chrissy and John donated a whopping $72,000 per family member and asked others to donate in whatever variation of 72, his age, that they could. Her tweet raised $1 million.
Before the election, the ACLU would raise online upwards of $5 to $6 million in an entire year. So to receive $1 million in support from essentially a social media campaign over a couple of days, it just shows how elevated the giving is and how elevated people's engagement is.
The ACLU has raised 2.5 times more money since the election than it usually would. As a result, it's been able to hire more attorneys, advocates, and communication professionals.
I think there is an understanding now that we can't sit on the sidelines. There was a complacency possibly that crept in when there was a different administration in the White House, and the sense that our civil liberties are they're going to be taken care of. They're moving in the right direction, and now suddenly I think people have woken up and said, "All right, this is." A complete withdrawal from where we were headed.
USA Today also points out there's a psychological effect to giving. It alleviates guilt or makes people feel like they're showing good morals and values. But Weir admits there's fear the trend could fade, but adds the organization's most loyal givers have been Vietnam veterans who went through a political time almost as polarizing as this one.
I think we're going to see a whole new wave of millennials who this is their Vietnam War wake-up call, so to speak, on a much bigger scale than that was even.
For now, the ability for this phenomenon of rage giving to have a lasting impact or not is in the hands of millennials and future generations.